Tonight on Si's Eyes on the Skies.
Alright, tonight your current conditions are 45 and cloudy with the wind out of the west at 14 miles an hour. It feels like 39 and it's quite dry outside with a dew point at 14. We'll take a look at those current temperatures. We got 42 in Ames, 45 in Des Moines, and we got our cold spots in Decorah, Mason City, and Spencer all at 35.
Plus, Zion has your national forecast. All that and more as this Monday, January 27th edition of Si's Eyes on the Skies starts now.
Broadcasting live from the studios at Iowa State University, the Iowa State Meteorology Department brings you the latest weather from across the country and out your front door. This is Si's Eyes on the Skies.
Good evening. I'm your host, Stefan Sundin, and we will begin with tonight's weather story. On this day in 1967, Chicago experienced its worst snowstorm on record. The snow began at 5:02 a.m. on Thursday, January 26th, and by 10:10 a.m. the next day, a record 23 inches of snowfall from a storm blanketed the city. High winds caused considerable blowing, with drifts of 4 to 6 feet widespread throughout the area. By noon, about 8 inches of snow was already on the ground, and O'Hare Airport was shut down. Some schools and businesses released students and employees early, but the commute home was still treacherous. By Friday morning, Chicago was at a standstill. 20,000 cars and 1,100 CTA buses were stranded. Helicopters delivered medical supplies to hospitals, as well as food and blankets to stranded motorists. At least a dozen babies were born at home, though some expectant mothers were taken to hospitals by sled, bulldozer, and snowplow. And now to discuss more with what's happening around the country, here's Zion with your national forecast.
Yeah, so if we take a look at what's happening around the country, very good news for California. They did receive some very much needed rainfall as, they're recovering from those wildfires. They also around the Midwest, we are starting to warm up. And also, the country is going to experience above average rainfall. I'll have so much more in my forecast coming up in a few minutes.
It only takes a careless moment to turn this into this. Don't let forest fires be your fault. Make sure your fire is dead out. Remember, only you can prevent forest fires.
Welcome back. Now let's go to the national forecast with Zion. So Zion, I heard that we are in store for a warm-up throughout the country as well as increased precipitation nationwide.
Yeah, not only is the Midwest going to warm up, but the entire country in a way is going to warm up. So as we go, taking a look around the southeastern United States, we do have some warming going on. We do have a temperature of 69 in Miami, 56 in New Orleans. I wish it was that temperature when we were at the conference. And a temperature of 48 in Atlanta and 51 in San Antonio. Now, looking at the Northwest United States, we have a temperature of 33 in Boise, 42 in Seattle, 56 in San Francisco, and 32 in Denver. Now, as we take a look at future temperatures, we are expecting a decently chilly morning, especially in the Midwest, 35 in Kansas City, 19 actually in Boise, really cold. And as we look down south, 72 down in Miami, and Toronto, another low temperature of 17. Now, as we look more across the week now, Wednesday at 4 p.m. specifically, we do reach a temperature of 75 in Miami, 48 in Kansas City, as well as 37 in Boise. Now, looking at our current satellite radar now, we are fairly dry, especially around this part of the United States. However, if we look down in the Arizona area, we are seeing a little bit of snowfall and a little bit of rain for you guys. Now, if we look over here in the southeast, we do see some rain around the Savannah area, as well as some showers, some spotty showers in North Carolina. Now, the bigger picture here, if we zoom into Michigan, Alpena, you are experiencing some fairly heavy snowfall, which is moving into the Toronto area, and Chicago, you are experiencing a little bit of rain as well. Now, this system right here is going to move into New York, as we see in our futurecast. It does swing down into West Virginia, and then DC, the DC area, is experiencing a little bit of rain. Now, as we look more ahead now, that system is going to continue to develop, and it's going to swing more into New York in the coming days, around Wednesday at 5 p.m., and then it's going to start to move out of the area. Now, looking more down here in the DFW area, we do see a lot of heavy rainfall starting to develop in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex here, and a little bit of central Texas. You will be seeing some rain. Now, taking a look at the week ahead, for New York, you guys are gonna get that storm system that's gonna bring rain and precipitation to the forecast. We are gonna see a high temperature of 45, which is why you guys will not be getting snow that day, but our best chance for snow will be Sunday with a high of 42 and a low of 24, with warming temperatures on Monday, seeing a high of 53 degrees.
It's time for our trivia question for the evening. What is the record amount of snowfall recorded in Ames, Iowa in a single day? Is it A, 20 inches, B, 24 inches, C, 28 inches, or D, 32 inches? We'll have that answer for you at the end of the show. Plus, we'll have your Iowa weather after the break. Welcome back. Let's take a look at your Iowa weather with Jason. So Jason, I heard that we are supposed to warm up enough to where we could possibly go outside and swing our clubs this season.
Yeah, I brought my clubs down for break. It's going to be a great week out there to get some holes in. Looking at that pinpoint Doppler radar, right now we got some showers moving through northern Iowa and into eastern Iowa, but they're dissipating as they reach Cedar Rapids and Davenport. You probably won't even see a sprinkle. And as we look at our current conditions, it's 45 with winds out of the west at 14. You got a low dew point at 14, showing how dry it is out there, except for those parts of eastern Iowa receiving the rain right now. As we look at our current temperatures, we got 42 in Ames, 45 in Des Moines, and our cold spots up in the north at 35, 35, 35 in Spencer, Mason City, and Decorah. And we'll also look at our dew points right now. As I mentioned, that 14 is really dry for this time, for any time of year really. 10 out in Council Bluffs. It's a little bit moister out in the eastern Iowa where they got those showers, but overall it's really dry out there, so get your chapstick ready. You're gonna need a lot of it. As we look at our forecast lows, it's going to cool off to 22 in Ames, 23 in Des Moines. It'll be low 20s all of Iowa, basically. And as we move into our future temperatures, tomorrow is going to be a beautiful day. We got highs around 46 in Ames, 47 in Des Moines. It's a little cooler up in northwest Iowa at 41 and 43 in Decorah and Waterloo. But as we look into western Iowa, there are big winners of tomorrow. They get temps in the 50s, 51 in Sioux City and 50 down in Council Bluffs. As we move into our Wednesday night, it cools back off to barely below freezing. It'll still be a pretty warm morning on Wednesday. And as we look into Wednesday afternoon, it warms up again, not quite as warm as your Tuesday, but it'll still be great. You got 44 out in Sioux City, 44 in Council Bluffs, and 41 in Ottumwa. As we look at our future cast, it'll be relatively calm tonight. But as we move into tomorrow, those winds ramp up out of the west, bringing us our warmth, but also bringing a little wind factor in. It's going to be 19 in Ames. That might make it tough to play pickleball, but we'll take the warmth when we can get it. As we move into our Wednesday night, they'll calm down a little bit, and we'll see winds around 15 for our Wednesday afternoon. And as we look at our 12-hour forecast for tomorrow, let's start off chilly at 24, but warm up rapidly as we see 50s by 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. This is 22 degrees above average, so get out there, go for a walk, just enjoy the beautiful weather out there. And as we look into this week ahead, we got that beautiful 52 on Tuesday with that wind accompanying it, but we'll stay sunny as we have 48, 54, 43. We'll stay warm into the weekend at 50 on Sunday, but it'll cool off for our Monday at 30.
Thank you, Jason, for that forecast. And now for our trivia question answer. What is the record amount of snowfall recorded in Ames, Iowa in a single day? Is it A, 20 inches, B, 24 inches, C, 28 inches, or D, 32 inches? All right, you two, what are you thinking?
I don't know. 24 inches is a lot, but I think that's possible, so I'm going to go with B, 24.
I'm going to be honest, all these answers seem like a lot, but 32 looks like, I don't know, it's just speaking to me that that's something that Ames would have. So I'm going to go with 32 inches of snow.
All right, well, believe it or not, the answer is indeed B, 24 inches. The record amount of snow ever recorded in Ames, Iowa was 24 inches on January 1st, 1942, and this was part of a New Year's Day blizzard. So I for sure wouldn't want to have my New Year's Day ruined by a huge blizzard. Can't do anything outside.
Honestly, I disagree with that. You know, new year, new snow, get out there and sled and, just enjoy the snow, especially bringing in the new year.
Yeah, that's definitely a crazy blizzard. I don't think we've even gotten that much snow this entire year, so.
Right. Well, that concludes tonight's show. Please be sure to follow us on Twitter, and you can find all of our shows on YouTube under our Size Eyes channel. Thank you for joining us, and have a wonderful night. All right.